Well, hopefully you won't hear the sound of the AC in the background, and if you do, I apologize for it. It's super hot in my shed as I'm about to film this video, but this is a story that I really wanted to share with you guys. I just ran across this. It happened earlier this month, and if you haven't heard about this story, this is absolutely insane. Folks, I'm 40 years old, and I imagine that a lot of people who watch After Prison Show are probably around my age, maybe older, maybe a little bit younger, maybe a lot younger. Well, you know what? There's probably all sorts of people who watch After Prison Show. But one thing that I think everybody can agree on, no matter how old you are, is that music hit a lot different when you were younger. It certainly did for me. And that's what brings me to this story here today. I often find myself going down memory lane in an effort to listen to old music that resonates with my younger years. God, I sound so old talking about this. And it was while I was going down memory lane listening to all of this old music that I ran across a band that unfortunately is very unsavory at this point, all because of their lead singer. A band called Lost Prophets. Now, if you've never heard of this band, they had a really popular song. It was called Last Train Home. It went something like this. And there's still tomorrow, forget the sorrow, and I can be on the last train home. And she said, dun, 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 dun. I can't remember the words. Anyways, really an unsavory band at this point, and that's sad for the rest of the band members, all because of their lead singer, a guy by the name of Watkins. This fella right here. Now again, if you've never heard of this band or never heard of this guy, this story is going to be absolutely insane to you. Me knowing of this band and also this guy, this story is still absolutely insane to me. Watkins, back in 2013, was convicted of some really bad type of charges. And in fact, Watkins was a really bad type of dude. What type of bad type of charges, you may be wondering? Well, one such charge involved a 1-year-old child. Yeah, those type of really bad charges. And back in 2013, Watkins, lead singer of this band Lost Prophets, and there's still tomorrow, forget the sorrow, was convicted and sentenced to 35 years in prison. Now, when you think about, and also let me throw this into the mix as well. This took place in the UK. I guess he was from the United Kingdom or something like that. He's locked up in a UK prison with bad type of charges in a big boy type of a prison where shit don't slide, or at least it would seem so. Now, when we think of people who have bad type of charges and you think about what their time in prison is like, this story is perplexing to me for one particular reason. Watkins is 10 years into a 35-year prison sentence for bad type of charges, and it took 10 years for anything to happen to this guy. And folks, what I'm getting ready to share with you is all about what just recently happened to this guy. They finally got to him. And folks, they poked him up and did him exactly the way that you would imagine a person with charges like this would be done. I want to share a story with you that is so in-depth with so much detail to it. You know, when I share these stories with you that I run across in the news, oftentimes they don't have as much detail as a story like this one does. Even the headline alone is a whole lot of information. Matter of fact, it's a headline that reads, "Men who tortured pedophile rocker Watkins during 6-hour hostage ordeal over guitar lessons were killers who recently arrived at the prison. X, who blew the whistle on Lost Prophet star, can't believe it took so long for him to be attacked." Folks, that is the headline of this story. Whole lot of information right there. So Watkins, 10 years into a 35-year prison sentence, was attacked On August the 6th, I believe it was sometime around there. It's the 20th as I'm filming this video right now. I know I'm kind of late to this party. I can't imagine if anybody has addressed this story already. I'm sure that some have. But I certainly want to give you guys my take on all of this. So here we are today. The men who tortured Ian Watkins did so in a 6-hour hostage ordeal amid a row over the pedophile rocker giving other inmates guitar lessons, it has been claimed. This story is coming to us out of the UK as well, brought to us by the Daily Mail UK. And if I'm reading this correctly, Ian Watkins was finally attacked, 10 years into a 35-year prison sentence. They held this guy hostage for 6 hours. And this attack is alleged to have been because of guitar lessons being given to other prisoners. I'm just not going for that, especially when they say in the headline of this story that the dudes who did this were killers. The former Lost Prophet singer is believed to be in critical condition in a hospital after 3 prisoners at HMP Wakefield, where he is serving a 35-year prison sentence, attacked him on Saturday morning. The 46-year-old, who visitors say still pranced around like a star behind bars, was only freed after a tornado team of specially trained riot officers hurled stun grenades into the cell to break up the incident. Forget the tornado team. Forget the stun grenades being thrown into the cell. They're saying this dude still pranced around this prison like a rock star, serving time, 35 years for these type of charges in that type of prison. HMP Wakefield, I would read, and certainly seems like, is no place that fucks around. And if you've got some messed up charges, they're gonna get to you. It may take 10 years, such as in the case of this guy Ian Watkins, but get to you. They most certainly will. Sources have claimed the group of 3 responsible, 2 of which are believed to be killers, were recent arrivals to a Category A prison. I gotta believe Category A is probably like highest that you can be at in a UK prison. And had planned the attack, which is thought to be in anger over him giving guitar lessons to other inmates, to take place on a day where there were fewer staff working. Yeah, so they say that this attack happened on Saturday, and they say that on Saturdays or on the weekends, there's less staff working at this particular prison. Most certainly this was planned, and I just can't go for the fact that this was just over guitar lessons. I gotta believe it's over more than that. Following the incident, Watkins' ex-girlfriend, who blew the whistle on his depraved urges, revealed her surprise that it had taken so long for him to be attacked behind bars. Gosh almighty, that is just crazy. A woman who you were with, and you know, she has every right to feel the way that she does about you. But I can't even imagine being in a situation like that. You're locked up now, and the woman who you were with, who you loved, who you thought loved you and probably did, now wishes nothing more than for you to be handled, taken care of, gotten to, poked up, while you're serving time for what you're serving time for. Here's a picture of the ex-girlfriend as well. Her name is Joanne Majazelik. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. It says she's pictured here at the Cardiff Crown Court. In 2015, she says she was surprised that it had taken so long for him to be attacked behind bars. Yeah, he probably fucked her life up pretty decent. Just got to imagine. Probably a lot of counseling she had to go through after all of this. You know, knowing and realizing that the person you were with was a total stranger the entire time that you thought you probably knew them so well. Watkins was jailed for 35 years in 2013 for 13 offenses against children, including attempted beep of an 11-month-old baby. Huh. And it took 10 years for this dude to be gotten to. 10 years this dude was prancing around this prison like the rock star that he still probably considered him to be. How was that even possible? I think to myself, did this guy have money? Was he able to pay for protection? And if he did have money and he was able to pay for that, well, it certainly did him no good. Just a few Saturdays ago, when he would be taken hostage and held for 6 hours. And it would take a riot team with stun grenades to finally get to him and free him. Not to make any jokes here, and I hate to do so, but do you think he's entitled to any type of a refund? Hey, I was paying for protection. He's in critical condition right now. It's not even safe to say whether or not he's going to live. I just wonder, do you get a refund? Hey, I paid y'all for protection, and they still got to me, so, no way, I don't want to be taken hostage again. Yeah, it's probably in poor taste, considering what we just read about his charges. And, real quick, let me just say this as well. This dude got everything that was coming to him. That is my absolute opinion on the situation. Just because I grew up and I listened to this music that this guy sung, I did. It definitely hits a lot different when you learn and read about who that person actually really was. Yeah, so now, it sucks to say, but I hate that song because it doesn't bring back good memories of my childhood. It makes me think of this piece of shit singer who did these deplorable things. That came years after Joanne repeatedly warned police about the singer's vile urges, only to be charged with possessing indecent images of a child, sending vile pictures to the singer, and demanding that he send her illegal porn. She was later cleared of all charges after telling jurors she had been trying to entrap her former lover and trick him into revealing his crimes. Speaking to the Mirror in the wake of his prison attack, the 47-year-old revealed she's not concerned about his well-being or his health. Rightfully so. She told the publication, "My only reaction is simply that I cannot believe it took so long, particularly in Wakefield Prison." A source at the West Yorkshire prison told The Sun anger over his guitar lessons and visits from his girlfriend could have fueled the attack. Wait a minute. This dude had a girlfriend? How do you explain what you're serving time for when the entire world can read about you? And how can this person, this girlfriend, justify being with somebody like this? Because of his superstar stature that he might have once had, maybe he's still got some money, which sounds a little more plausible in my mind. They told the publication he was known to have hanger-ons who asked him about music and being a rock star. He even gave some of them guitar lessons, which made other inmates in there angry, so they wanted revenge. Look at this guy. Living like a rock star with these type of charges, we got to get to him. It's probably some of the thinking that was taking place prior to this attack taking place. He is also high profile, and a lot of the lads in there think they will get moved to another jail if they attack someone well known. That is a very rational way of thinking. Man, I want to F this dude up so bad, but if I put my hands on him, they gonna move me. But then again, you got these 3 new prisoners who came in there, 2 of which were killers, probably never going home. They got nothing to lose and only everything to gain by attacking a guy like this. I don't know why I'm pointing over here like he's over there. There's like some lawn chairs over there is what's actually. Hi, lawn chairs. I'm talking to you. Because there's nobody else in here with me. I am so lonely. Wow, that was quite a candid confession right there. Son of a bitch. Visitors to the Category A prison today voiced surprise that he had remained unharmed for so long. One woman said Watkins is still prancing around in there like he is a star. He is always done up to the nines with his hair, and it's immaculate. Get out of here. Going back to HMP Wakefield and these UK type prisons that are notorious for violence, amongst other things. This is really a black eye to your reputation out there, given that it took 10 years for an attack like this to take place. Yeah, we want to get to him, but we scared of getting moved somewhere else. But then here come these new dudes, and they took care of things right then and there. No hesitation. 6-hour hostage situation. Stun grenades. Stabbings. Yeah. They got that reputation right back. They took that black eye right away from that place. Surely they did. I wonder if Watkins' ex-girlfriend might actually start becoming a pen pal to one of these guys that attacked her ex. Now that might be plausible. He has a girlfriend who visits him regularly, not the one he had when he was singing. She is only a young thing in her 20s. Oh my God. Well, this guy unfortunately likes them young. The attack, which began around 9 a.m. on Saturday, saw 3 heavy-duty prisoners drag him into a cell, which was then barricaded by the gang. One woman visiting the prison on Sunday said there was one from Liverpool and one from Bradford who attacked him. I don't know where the other one was from. My son said no one knows why they did it. Yeah, right. Two of them were killers. I don't know what the third one was in for. The three of them were torturing him. They got him into a cell and had him in there for 6 hours. They tortured him with a knife. They were sticking him with the knife. Like I said, I've never read a story with so much detail as this particular one right here. They are all talking about it in the prison. They said they were surprised it happened. He has been in the jail quite a bit, so they must have been biding their time. The three that did it are on lockdown now. Then they will be moved out to somewhere else. One man visiting the prison added, I just had a brief conversation with my son about it. It just kicked off. 3 guys ran into a cell and that was it. I just heard he did get fucked up. Another mom added he got cut here while gesturing around her eyes. Whew, can you imagine if they cut this man's eyes out? A source told The Sun that Watkins was heard screaming for his life, with the entire West Yorkshire prison wing swiftly put on lockdown. Can you imagine being in there, hearing this taking place, hearing the screams of a grown man pleading and begging for their lives? After 10 years of prancing around and doing their makeup and their hair to the nines, feeling like potentially they were untouchable, giving guitar lessons to other prisoners. And then you just wake up on one Saturday morning, you get held hostage. 3 dudes just ransack you, grab you, throw you up into a cell, and just start stabbing you. Damn, I just spit, and thank God it missed the lens. It hit the camera right there. You don't have to imagine that, because hopefully you will never end up in a situation like this. But could you imagine being in this prison? Hearing and witnessing this taking place? It's got to be pretty fucking traumatic. Just got to say. The source added Watkins is obviously unpopular because of who he is and has been walking around with a huge target on his back. Folks, this story goes on forever, but I think we've pretty much hit on all the details needed for this. Absolutely insane, again, for the umpteenth time, that it took 10 years for this guy who had these heinous, horrible type of charges to be gotten to. But just a mere couple of Saturdays ago, they finally wore. The story mentions that this guy is in critical condition. I've been looking for news stories to try to see whether this guy has actually lived or will live from this situation. How messed up will they be after this? Will the 20-year-old girlfriend still continue to be with this guy? Will the ex-girlfriend who reported this dude start writing to one of the prisoners who actually carried out this attack? There are so many questions that this story still leaves unanswered. If I run across any more information about this, I'll be sure to bring it to you. If you've heard of this story or if you've never heard of this, I'd be curious to know what any of you think about this, so comment down below and let me know. But this story illustrates one really important thing. People with the bad charges tend to get what's coming to them. The irony about this is that it took so long for this to happen and the way that this guy was living up until the attack actually took place. Folks, that's all I've got. I hope this was a video you guys enjoyed. If it was, please leave a like and a comment on this video letting me know exactly what you thought about this. And as always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted and make the most of every day. Peace!